Avery County Schools Spotlight on Education is brought to you by John and Hank Phillips of Avery County Tire and Service in Newland, your tire and car service specialists.
Michelin makes some of the most fuel-efficient tires on the road, so you can take the pump down. Find out how much you can save at MichelinMan.com. Michelin, a better way forward.
Avery Tire and Service has served Newland, Avery County, and the entire High Country for the last 50 years. Family owned and operated, John and Hank Phillips have put together an outstanding team of skilled personnel who can supply and fill all of your automotive and truck needs. Located in the center of Newland, Avery Tire and Service is your local supplier for Michelin tires, as well as the supplier for all the top brands for every part of your vehicle. From tires to brakes, from oil changes to any kind of car or truck service, Avery Tire and Service can do it all, and always at the very highest level of friendliness and quality. If a business has been around for 50 years, then they obviously must be the best at what they do. Avery Tire and Service in Newland, still proudly serving you and all of the High Country.
Welcome to another edition of the Superintendent Spotlight on Education in Avery County. With me today is Sheriff Kevin Frye and his much better half, Cheri Frye. Thank you for being with us. There's several topics today, and I guess the first one, Kevin, is we just added an additional school resource officer. And talk to us a little bit about the benefits and the reason we felt like we needed a second officer in Avery County.
Well, as you know, we've had one school resource officer stationed at the high school that basically provided resources to all the elementary and middle schools that we have throughout this county. With the addition of this second officer, that gives us somebody down on the lower end of the county, Cranberry, Freedom Trail, Riverside, that allows those elementary schools and that middle school to get the attention that they deserve. As you know, our students are coming into life at a much earlier age, it seems like, and with the onset of cell phones and internet and things like that, we've just got to be real cautious with our students, and part of that is safety oriented, and part of that is having a school resource officer.
Now, Cheri, being in the high school, you see the social media at work. Mm-hmm. Talk to us a little bit about what you see as far as students involved in social media and why that resource officer is so important to help them.
Well, I think that today there's so much out there now that kids can go to, and we have to have some safe outlets for kids, but we also have to have adults watching what they're doing to make sure they're going to safe places and things like that. So I think it's very important that we have the resource officers there and the people that work in our school system to help keep them safe.
Kevin, talk to us a little bit about the collaboration you have with the other law enforcement agencies in Avery County and how that really provides us really good coverage for our schools.
Well, for example, the Newland Police Department, we work very well with them. They are the primary law enforcement agency for the Newland Elementary School. And so Chief Brown and his guys, they do an awesome job. They do the traffic there, and we assist them if anything happens at Newland Elementary School. Same with Banner Elk. Banner Elk has their own elementary school. The Banner Elk Police Department provides that initial onset of security and personnel there, and then as they need us, we provide additional resources. So we work hand in hand. All of us work together for the betterment of our children and the safety of our children.
Now, our new resource officer, tell us a little bit about Bob.
Bob is a very veteran officer. I've worked with Bob and known Bob for over 20 years. He has done about every function there is in law enforcement, from jail to chief deputy and everything in between. The thing he loved best was when he worked for a short period of time at the high school. And now that he's at Cranberry, he's doing really well there, and he loves kids. He loves to pick on them and go on with them, but he would lay down his life for one. So as he's ending his career up, this is what he wanted to do, was do something that he loved, and that was school resource officer.
Cheri, what's it like living with the sheriff?
He's pretty good. Yeah, it's real good. He's a great husband and father, and And we'll be married 30 years in June, so it's very good.
We kind of share that. So that's good. Kevin, describe what you believe a school resource officer is in that position to do.
The first thing a school resource officer has to be able to do is to be a friend to the students. They have to be able to talk to the kids, understand where the kids are coming from, and thereby get information from the kids. If a school resource officer is just there for protection, then if they're not friends with the kids, they're not going to find out the information they need to find out. So the primary thing is they've got to build that foundation of friendship and trust with the students. Then as they build that, they become protectors. And the thing that I can say about both Tim Winters and Bob Johnson, both of them would gladly jump in front of any gun in the world to save any student that's at any school in our county. So as they get that information, as they build that trust, and they can become better equipped to protect our kids and to see what's going on with drugs, alcohol, the stuff that's going on over the internet and phones and stuff like that. We find out that information through those relationships with kids.
Very good. Now, we've talked about relationships with students, and we're working hard to provide an opportunity for a lot of adults to build relationships with students at our after prom party.
Right.
So, Cheri, you and the SAD Club have been instrumental in doing this, and tell our listening audience what the after prom party is all about.
This is going to be an event for the students to come to after the prom to help keep them safe. We're going to have a lot of different activities that will be fun for them, but it's also where they can come, be themselves, dress down, blue jeans, t-shirts, and the baseball caps. But it'll be fun for them and have a safe place for them to be at.
Now, Kevin, you have sure been busy doing your honey-do list for this after prom party. What are some of the activities we're going to be doing?
Wow. Probably the coolest thing that I think that they're going to be doing is they're going to be transforming the cafeteria into a black light dance hall studio kind of thing, where it'll have a DJ and it's going to be black lights and everything's glowing and glitzy and everything like that, with fountains, and I think that's going to be simply amazing. But then I think the coaches, Coach Polsgrove and some of the others, are really getting into the challenges in the gymnasium. And we've got several things, inflatables and things like that Cheri's got ordered, that are going to give some really cool challenges to students in the gymnasium. And then something for me and you is they have ice cream social, and I think that's going to be really fun.
Ice cream, what other food? I mean, if we want to recruit students to come, what are they going to have to eat?
We're going to have hamburgers, hot dogs. We're going to have the ice cream social that's going to be in the Viking Hall, which will be the 50 setting, and then we're going to have s'mores. We're going to have probably popcorn.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Got to have pizza if we got high school students.
Yes.
Now, Cheri, there's a lot of groups helping. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about some of the community groups that have come in and volunteered and supporting this after prom party.
Okay. A lot of it came from Celebrate My Drive, and the High Country ABC Board has graciously helped us once again this year like they have in the past, and we're very thankful for that. Linville Central Rescue Squad, they're going to be working and chaperoning with us and working with one of the fire departments to bring the ladder truck so the kids can rappel. Gosh, there's so many.
Well, you forgot the sheriff's department.
We're the sheriff's office, yes.
He doesn't have a choice, does he?
He doesn't have a choice. There are so many. Can you think of anybody I've left out as far as organization?
The SAD Club.
The SAD
all
Club.
those students have just been wonderful. The school staff, a lot of volunteers there. So again, Cheri, if someone is very interested in volunteering and helping, how do they contact you to volunteer?
They can just call me at the high school. My extension is 3505. They can just call me there, or they can email me. I'd be glad to help.
And we need all the volunteers we can get.
Yes.
Now, Kevin, if you were going to talk to a group of parents and encourage them to encourage their children to come to the after prom party? What would you tell them the reason a parent should want their child to go there?
Golly, number one, it's going to be a blast. I cannot imagine not
there's
having.
ice cream.
There's ice cream. There's dances. There's s'mores. There's fire. There's going to be fireworks. There's prizes. There's going to be at least several TVs to be given away, so the kids can use that in their dorm rooms, in their college dorm rooms, the ones that are graduating. So there's going to be a ton of prizes and all that. But beyond all that, beyond all the glitz and all the really great things, this past week I just had the opportunity, Cheri and I had dinner with Jim Gardner, who is over the ABC Commission for North Carolina. And the governor had asked myself and a couple other sheriffs to be under Jim Gardner at a task force on underage drinking. And he presented a thing to our Sheriff's Association this week about how we need to really get a handle on underage drinking. It is such a problem in our state. And so the after prom party, we're trying to provide, and Cheri and her SAG Club has done such a wonderful job to provide a safe, secure, fun with a capital F, fun place to be. But at the end of the day, it keeps them away from drugs. It keeps them away from alcohol. It keeps them away from making bad decisions that could ruin the rest of their life. And that's what we got to think about is, why not? When I went in to be an officer sheriff, I said I wanted to have something put over my door that said, why not? Why not do something that will give kids a safe place to go, a fun place to be at, and provide them with opportunities where there's not drugs and there's not alcohol. And I think that's what we can do as a county, that's what we can do as communities to make sure our kids have a safe time.
Cheri, I'm sure as people are listening to what we're saying, they're thinking, how are you going to pay for that? Tell us why this is going to be free for all the students who come.
The Celebrate My Drive, where we won the $25,000 from State Farm, Celebrate My Drive this past year, where the whole community got involved. We won the Celebrate My Drive, and then the ABC board, the High Country ABC board, they donated money to us too to make this possible.
Well, we won the Celebrate My Drive competition and the $25,000 prize because of this young lady over here in the SAD Club who was out there getting email addresses and signing people up and even getting me and you to register 3 and 4 times a day. So
absolutely.
We were on it too. But this has been exciting for the students. And Cheri, if you had an opportunity to recruit the students, why do they need to come? Kevin's recruited the parents to get them to encourage their child, but talk to the students real quick and say, you need to come to the after-school prom party because.
You need to come because, 1, it's going to be a blast, and 2, it's free. And we just want everybody to come, have a good time, just enjoy yourself and be safe that night. Ultimately, we just want you to be safe and have a good time. And so come and join us. We really want you to come.
Free food, free music, free
T-shirt,
prizes, great prizes, so come. And in my opinion, one of the greatest programs that we've tried to develop in Avery County, because Kevin, as you said, it's all about keeping our children safe on the night that, as a former high school principal and now superintendent, I'm always concerned about.
It's one of those nights that if you're the head of the law enforcement agency, you're the superintendent, or you're a parent, you stay up because you're always worried that you're going to get that phone call. And this is a way that we can make sure that those phone calls don't happen.
Cheri, thank you so much for organizing this and all your work. And Kevin, we certainly appreciate what you do every day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Avery County Schools Spotlight on Education is brought to you by John and Hank Phillips of Avery County Tire and Service in Newland, your tire and car service specialists.
Michelin makes some of the most fuel-efficient tires on the road, so you can take the pump down. Find out how much you can save at MichelinMan.com. Michelin, a better way forward.
Avery Tire and Service has served Newland, Avery County, and the entire High Country for the last 50 years. Family owned and operated, John and Hank Phillips have put together an outstanding team of skilled personnel who can supply and fill all of your automotive and truck needs. Located in the center of Newland, Avery Tire and Service is your local supplier for Michelin tires, as well as the supplier for all the top brands for every part of your vehicle. From tires to brakes, from oil changes to any kind of car or truck service, Avery Tire and Service can do it all, and always at the very highest level of friendliness and quality. If a business has been around for 50 years, then they obviously must be the best at what they do. Avery Tire and Service in Newland, still proudly serving you and all of the High Country.